What's going on, guys? Chu here, bringing you another review on Dr. Stone. Now, I gotta say, first and foremost, this episode was a absolute roller coaster of emotions. I was not expecting this episode to make me feel happy, sad, a bit angry, and just overall, just so many different things I didn't expect that I would feel in this episode. It was a very good episode. The ending sucked, though, I will be honest, but I'm sure most of you will agree. But, guys, that is my feelings, obviously. So, without further ado, let's get to it. So, we start this episode with seeing the strategy. So, Senku lines it up basically saying, alright, so Suika, we want you to be basically part of this team where you and Francois were going to be the ones that go further away, and you guys are going to be kind of alerting us if you guys see Stanley and the crew. And of course, this is a good task for them. They're not very, battle savvy. They're not very good at that. So they figured they'd take the case or take the mission. And so as they're going there, they realize that Stanley has already arrived. They are on their way. They can find them, and they are hiding. Unfortunately, our fan service of a friend here, whose name I can't remember, but we have seen her in so many fan servicey shots. It feels like that's all she's ever good for. I hate saying that, but it gives me that vibe. Unfortunately, she gets bit by a spider, the same spider that was going to bite Francois and Suika, but instead bites her, and we see that she basically goes down. Now, I'm not going to judge, I'm not going to challenge a spider for taking out a person, especially in the Amazon. We know that the Amazon is its own world. I'm never going to go find out what's actually there. It's not for me. I am content in my home. Whoever is out there trying to figure out what's out there or is living out there, props to you guys, truly and honestly. But I definitely was not expecting to see Suika jumping in, trying to help her out, which she successfully does. They were going to use it for one of themselves, but we see Suika has a huge heart, and she decides to actually save her, and she does. We actually don't see her for the remainder of the episode, and probably because she's recovering. But we see that they get ousted, they get found out, and the only opportunity that Francois thinks that they have is to basically reveal themselves, saying, hey, we're out here, we're civilians, we're not affiliated to anything that's going on out here. But obviously, Stanley's not going to buy that. He takes them in as hostages, and this, of course, gets back to head HQ, and we see that when Suika is basically caught, we see that Kohaku just has to jump. She has to go out there. She wants to go save her. Understandably, that's like her little sister going to have to save her. And she's done it already before. Suika's been saved by Kohaku so many times at this point, but she does it out of love. But she does go out there very much immaturely. And so thankfully, Hyoga and Tsukasa go out there as well, and they kind of provide backup. Now, they're obviously the strongest warriors they have, and that means that they're on the offense trying to find where Stanley and the rest of them are at, but they have no openings. And so the only opportunity they have to basically kind of change things around is to basically use the tactic that they were going to do much later, and that was to kind of create this fake noise and make it believe that there was actually maybe gunfire. And so we see that they use this tactic. They scramble everybody, they start fighting, and we also see that Ginro and Matsukaze are also there. So they're there as well, and we also see a pretty pathetic moment from Ginro. Ginro was going to let themselves get, shot. Thankfully, Ginro actually has a moment where he realizes he needs to save Suika from getting hurt, And so he actually does a brave thing, but he ends up getting caught again. But it turns out to an all-out brawl, and I hate it. This is where things go bad. Maya goes up against Tsukasa. We see Tsukasa actually getting the better of her. There was a fair fight, and honestly, I liked it. But then, of course, Hyoga was going to go with more dark tactics before the fight goes, but he ends up sacrificing himself for Kohaku in order for her to achieve the goal that was to take out their comms. And we see that he goes down, Tsukasa goes down, and I hate it because back in season 1 he was the enemy and he became an ally and a friend and he trusts Senku, and by the end of it Kohaku also gets shot. So your 3 biggest warriors, the strongest guys, are all out. It sucks, and we see that it rains. Very typical anime cliche here, but I'm definitely hoping that now Senku can turn things around and save everybody. But we'll see. But guys, that is it for me. Stay safe, and I'll catch you later.